Prime Minister, Parliamentarians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us today to launch a special exhibition on the history of our Parliament, an institution that has shaped the lives of all Singaporeans. This building is a place of great historical significance for Singapore, especially for the parliamentarians in our midst. This old chamber stood witness when you, as elected representatives, debated many important issues and took decisions in the course of nation building that have profoundly influenced the lives of Singaporeans. This building has been the seat of government, first at the Legislative Assembly and later the Parliament of Singapore. The building was declared a national monument on 14 February 1992. In 1999, when Parliament moved to a new complex next door, this building was converted into an arts centre and reopened as the Arts House on 26 March 2004. Even though this building has been repurposed, it is important to remember and celebrate its past. That is why we have launched the exhibition entitled The Parliament in Singapore History. The exhibition traces Singapore's judicial and legislative history from the colonial days to 1999, when the old Parliament House last housed the Parliament. It features important legislation passed in this chamber, including the National Service Amendment Bill, introduced in 1967 to establish mandatory national service for male citizens, and the Employment Bill, introduced in 1968 to standardize and regulate the terms and conditions of employment. Members of our first Parliament who are present today, including Mr. Ong Pang Boon and Mr. Jet Yun Tong, would have participated in the intense discussions that led to these landmark bills. The exhibition panels are placed on the walls of the second story of Old Parliament House, so that visitors can learn about the history of Parliament as they walk through the building. In this chamber, members of the public can listen to excerpts of key speeches by parliamentarians. Over the next week, they will also be able to watch a commemorative video on Mr. Lee Kuan Yew's speeches in Parliament over the years. No history of our Parliament would be complete without mention of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Our gathering today coincides with the first anniversary of his passing, and it is fitting that we pay tribute to the late Mr. Lee. His parliamentary career began at the age of 31, when in 1955 he won the seat of Tanjong Pagar in Singapore's Legislative Assembly elections. He would continue to serve as Member of Parliament for Tanjong Pagar for the next 60 years until 2015, the longest period for any MP in Singapore. As we all know, Mr. Lee was a brilliant orator. He spoke with conviction and passion, captivating the attention of his listeners and moving the masses with his persuasive power and force of personality. But more than a powerful orator, Mr. Lee was a man of integrity who expected high standards from his fellow parliamentarians. He kept his word and delivered what he promised. He never shied away from making hard decisions, many of which were taken and defended in this very chamber. His abiding vision of Singapore as a multiracial nation ensured that the protection of minority rights and representation were enshrined in our Constitution. Later, he introduced the NCMP system to ensure that opposition voices would never be absent from the chamber, and the GRC system to guarantee minorities that they would always have a place in our Parliament. Mr. Lee's personal leadership helped set the tone and shape the Parliament that we know today. He was deeply committed to improving the lives of Singaporeans and devoted his entire life to ensuring Singapore's success. One of Mr. Lee's greatest legacies was preparing Singapore to flourish beyond his premiership. He made way early as Prime Minister to enable younger leaders to run government effectively. For many of us here, he continued to be our mentor even after stepping down as Prime Minister in 1990. When critical issues arose, he would express his views, but leave us to make the decisions. Mr. Lee and his team left subsequent generations of leaders a rich legacy. Strong institutions and systems based on multiracialism, self-reliance, meritocracy, integrity, and rule of law, values and principles that remain precious and important to us in this present day. 2015 was a momentous year for Singapore. It was with great sadness that a year ago, we bade farewell to Mr. Lee. Together, we grieved as one people, one nation. Yet together, we celebrated SG50 as one people, one nation. In the next 50 years, there will be many defining moments. Some will bring joys, others sadness. But what is crucial is that we face them together as one people, as one nation. Mr. Lee's legacy and the values that he and his generation represent are the common inheritance that we all share. As we honor Mr. Lee's memory today, let us resolve to uphold the integrity and honor of our Parliament. As Mr. Lee once said, the importance of this House depends not on its size or grandeur, but on the quality of men and women who represent the people of Singapore. Let us emulate his spirit and build on this inheritance to bring Singapore to greater heights. Thank you.